In this problem, I'm given that the terminal ray of angle theta contains the point 4, -2, and I need to find the exact values of these three trig functions. Notice exact values means do not use a calculator. So the first thing I have to do is figure out where my angle is. So this is going to be a very, very rough sketch. I know it contains the point 4, -2. So I'm just going to kind of go 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 1, 2 down in the y direction. So my point looks like it's kind of down here somewhere. And now I need to draw my terminal ray. There's my terminal ray of my angle. So I don't know whether angle theta is a positive angle that rotated in this direction, or it could have been a negative angle that rotated in this direction. It doesn't matter. All I know is this point on the terminal side. So let me just sketch in my little right triangle there. I know my x distance is 4. My y distance is -2, so I know y is -2. I know x is 4. I need to know r. Because once I know x, y, and r, I can find any trig function of that angle. So remember, how do we find r? We're going to use x squared plus y squared equals r squared. So the famous Pythagorean Theorem. So x is 4 squared plus y is -2 squared equals r squared. So 16 plus -2 all squared is 4 equals r squared. So 16 and 4 is 20 equals r squared. So r equals plus or minus the square root of 20. And remember, to simplify square roots, 20 is 4 times 5. So it's going to be plus or minus 2 the square root of 5. But now we have to remember, can r be negative? No, r is always greater than 0. So I know that r equals 2 the square root of 5. Now I know x, y, and r. For this angle, I can find any trig function. So the first one wants me to find the sine of theta. Well, remember, the sine of an angle by definition is y over r. So what is y? Y was -2 divided by 2 the square root of 5, which was r. So the 2's reduce, so I'm going to get -1 over the square root of 5. And I will accept that answer. But don't forget, if we want to rationalize the answer, we'd have to write it as -1 over the square root of 5 to rationalize the denominator, multiply by the square root of 5 over the square root of 5. I get negative the square root of 5 over 5. So that's the value of the sine of theta. B is the secant of theta. Remember, that's 1 over the cosine of theta, which is 1 over the cosine of theta is x over r. So when you divide by a fraction, you multiply by the reciprocal. The reciprocal of x over r is r over x. So you get 1 over 1 times r over x. So it's just r over x. What was r? R was 2 the square root of 5 over x, which was 4. The 2's reduce. 2 goes into here once, 2 goes into here twice. So it's the square root of 5 over 2. So that is the secant of theta. And the last thing we have to do, if I have enough room to squeeze it in, is find the tangent of theta. Remember, by definition, that's y over x. The y value for this point, what was the y value? -2. over x. What was x? 4. So tangent of theta is -1/2. So we're almost done. We've found all the answers, but now always double check your answers, please. Using the mnemonic, I'm going to have to write it up here. All students take calculus. We're in quadrant 4. That means the cosine and its reciprocal, which was the secant function, are positive. Is that what I got here? Was my secant function positive? Yes. Those are the only two that are positive. My sine and my tangent functions should both be negative. Did I get negative answers for both of those? Yes. So that is an excellent check we can do at the very end of the problem.